The man accused of beating another man to death in Quincy makes his first appearance in court. And we've got reports on some developments made at Quincy City Council meeting last night. Also this morning, Australians now paying tribute to two hostages killed in a siege at a Sydney cafe. That and much more next on KHQA This Morning.
Live from across the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning. It's your news now.
Good Tuesday morning and welcome to KHQA This Morning. I'm Chad Douglas. We're going to get you started with a check of your right now forecast and what it's like outside your window. Here's Tegan.
And outside, currently temperatures remain into the 30s. This is probably the warmest couple of hours we're going to see all day today, as temperatures are going to steadily drop into the lower 30s by 5 o'clock. Right now, though, plenty of moisture still in the most northeastern half of the viewing area. It's not going to last too much longer, but a few of you could see a few snowflakes out there, so just kind of keep that in mind. It is 34 degrees. Our dew point right at 31. We're going to see winds currently out of the west-northwest at 24 miles an hour. Wind gusts today anywhere from 20 to 25 miles an hour will be continuing through this afternoon and those early evening hours. Complete details on a much colder forecast for the next 7 days and when we can see those chances for snow.
On to your news at 6:01. New this morning, a Hannibal man is in jail at this hour after being arrested for a hatchet-style attack. 25-year-old Adam Hayes is now being held on assault charges for allegedly beating a man with a hatchet-style hand tool. Hannibal police found the 55-year-old victim at Schwartz Manor about noon yesterday. The victim sustained severe injuries and was flown to a Columbia hospital. Hayes was arrested last night by the special response team. The suspect, who's now under arrest for a fatal shooting in Jacksonville, is currently waiting extradition from Missouri. Jacksonville police confirmed 19-year-old Avery Berry was arrested by U.S. Marshals in the St. Louis area late yesterday afternoon. Berry was wanted in connection with the shooting death of 24-year-old Marcus Jackson. That shooting happened in the early morning hours of October 24th near the 300 block of North Fayette Street. Berry is now charged with first-degree murder. Next, a Quincy man accused of beating another man to death with a pipe Saturday now faces 2 counts of first-degree murder in connection to the death of Jason Tournier. 50-year-old David Masterson made his first court appearance yesterday in regards to the crime. Quincy police responded to a disturbance at 905 Jersey Street at 9:30 Saturday night. There they found Tournier with serious head injuries. He was later pronounced dead on scene. Adams County State's Attorney John Barnard says the law allows for an additional murder charge in cases that are extraordinarily brutal or involve cruel behavior. The first murder charge carries a maximum sentence of 60 years in prison. The second additional charge carries a possible life sentence. It looks like a murder-suicide is responsible for the deaths of a Montrose, Illinois couple. The Lee County Sheriff's Office says Jody and Dirk Fellows were found dead at a Montrose residence last Wednesday. According to a news release, an autopsy revealed Jody Fellows died as a result of blunt force trauma. Dirk died as a result of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. The family dog also found dead from a gunshot wound. Happening now, the hunt continues at this hour for a former Marine reservist suspected of killing 6 people in the Philadelphia suburbs. Police believe Bradley William Stone murdered his ex-wife and several of her relatives across 3 towns. The 35-year-old delivered his 2 daughters unharmed to a neighbor in Pennsburg, Pennsylvania, before disappearing. Police say Stone is extremely dangerous. Now on to Pakistan, where a school massacre has happened this morning. Officials there say an attack on a military-run school in the city of Peshawar is being carried out by a Pakistani Taliban group trying to overthrow the government. Officials say at least 126 people have been killed, mostly children, and dozens more are hurt. The fighting is ongoing. One parent whose 14-year-old was killed says, quote, "My son was in uniform this morning. He's in a casket now." Down to Australia now, where people are paying tribute to 2 hostages killed in a siege at a Sydney cafe. The standoff began yesterday morning when officials say an Iranian-born Islamic extremist burst into a cafe and held 17 people against their will. In the end, the gunman and 2 hostages died. 4 others were hurt. Police are not saying whether the hostages were killed by the gunman or police bullets during the rescue. Local news now, a family of 4 is now without a home this morning after a house fire in Bowen, Illinois. Hancock County Sheriff Scott Benzinger says firefighters responded to 108 Davis Street shortly before 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The family was not home at the time. The home had a metal roof, making it more difficult for firefighters to gain entry into the house. Benzinger says the fire is believed to have started in the home's attic. And now on to the latest with the Hotel Elkton fire. Within the last 15 months, 2 buildings have caught fire in the same area. The other one, of course, being the Newcomb Hotel that burned down last September. As KHQA's Michael Pilarchi shows us, despite the setbacks, city officials and local businesses are still fired up about the future of downtown Quincy.
From the ashes, literally, rise opportunity.
Quincy residents like Rodney Hart still have high hopes to see downtown Quincy surface into a lively atmosphere.
Downtown is only as strong as the people who are down here, the people who own the businesses, the people who have the venues down here. And all of Quincy is in this together.
The Hotel Elton is Quincy's second unexpected building fire in the past 15 months. But having these fires in the area won't burn anyone's faith in the progress of downtown, including the Hotel Elton.
The owners are saying they're going to come back and get it all redone and make it better than it was before.
Unexpected accidents occur all the time. It's how residents and city officials get through them.
Things happen. We move forward and keep doing the things we can to make downtown a great place.
For Rodney Hart and Executive Director of Quincy District Bruce Guthrie, the future of downtown Quincy is looking too hot to be stopped.
Our downtown is vibrant. It's showed a lot of signs of growth in recent years. It's going to continue to do that.
They see the great potential. They see the things that have already been done, and they see the potential that downtown brings and what Quincy brings. And I think the future is bright for us.
The Quincy Fire Department has now listed the cause of the fire at the Hotel Elton as undetermined. Several residents who have been displaced by that fire are finding shelter now at the Quincy Senior and Family Resource Center. There, the Red Cross is working with residents. The daily count varies as there's a flow of residents that are coming in and going out. The job director for the Red Cross says the Red Cross will not leave while others are in need. KHQA spoke with the owner of the building, Mark Nicewonder. He says some residents could be back in as little as 10 days or could take up to 8 months. Next, preparations to protect the city of Quincy in the event of a state or federal emergency are now in the works by the Quincy Fire Department. The city approved a revision to the fire department's agreement with the Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, or MABUS, at last night's city council meeting. MABUS is a regional network of cities and fire departments that have agreed to provide help to one another in times of need. It does not provide a formal method of requesting state and federal funding after an emergency, though. Chief Joe Henning used the example of the Washington, Illinois tornado from last November. In the event of a disaster like that, where Quincy would send help, the revision expedites the process of getting state and federal reimbursement.
If a city were in need, city to city, we would simply step up and help each other out. But when it gets larger scale, like Washington, for example, there's going to be a sustained need. We're talking for weeks on end. This provides a mechanism to actually make everyone whole.
Also at last night's city council meeting, the city approved the release of more than $900,000 in general obligation bonds. Those bonds will help pay for 2 new recycle trucks and 3 new garbage trucks. The McDonough County Sheriff's Office has now released the names of the men arrested during Friday night's fight outside of the Western Illinois University Union. Authorities say Michael Grabato, Ryan Cochran, and Devontae Washington all face charges. 2 people were sent to the hospital after several fights broke out following a Black Student Association dance at WIU. The Office of Public Safety officers had to request mutual aid support from surrounding agencies to help break up the brawls. Police started using pepper spray to disperse the crowd. Western Illinois University is now trying to move forward after that incident, which garnered national attention. The university is trying to overcome the negative attention that is now associated with the school. A representative for the university says the school will do whatever it takes to achieve that. 6:08 is your time. It is off to Sydney. We go for the eye-opener. Check out this video. It's the video of the police actually storming that cafe where the gunman had 17 hostages inside. Australia's Prime Minister says the gunman had a long history of violent crime, infatuation with extremism, and mental instability. The 50-year-old suspect was not on a terror watch list, though. The man was a self-described Muslim cleric who was convicted of sending what a judge called grossly offensive letters to families of soldiers killed in Afghanistan. The suspect and 2 of his hostages were killed in a barrage of gunfire when police stormed that cafe.
Yes, and they're still trying to determine whether it was
police bullets or at the hand of the gunman.
That's right. Your forecast for today. Big changes in the last 24 hours. In fact, we started off the day yesterday around 50 degrees. Now it's 34. Big changes and some strong winds. Those details are coming up.
Coming up, I'll show you how a chocolate lab is not only a man's best friend, but also a little boy's lifeline.
Service dogs have provided comfort and the ability to live a normal life for people with special kinds of needs. But a dog you're about to meet is helping a 7-year-old boy monitor his diabetes. KHQA's Lauren Kalil is live with the service dog and the little boy Landon to show us how important she is to Landon's life. Hey, Lauren.
Good morning, Chad. Well, I'm here with the full house this morning. We have Landon, we have Chelsea, and we have Shelly, Landon's mom. So first we're going to start off with, can you tell me a little bit about how often do you have to check Landon's blood sugar?
It can be anywhere up to 20 times a day. It just depends on how he's feeling. Today he's not feeling well. He's got some kind of flu bug going on. So we know that his blood sugars are going to run high. We know we're going to have to be doing correction doses. He's going to need insulin when he gets medicine, those things. During the day, if it's a good day, we can go a couple hours in between checks, 2.5 hours sometimes. At night, we usually check him every hour, hour and a half at the most.
So then what will Chelsea do for you guys?
She's going to take a lot of that burden from us. Over time, we're going to learn to trust in her to alert us. She's going to know to give him a little bump if he's dropping, if his blood sugar levels are changing. And if he doesn't wake up, if it happens to be at nighttime and he doesn't wake up, she's trained to come and get us and follow through and keep her bumping and until we get him a snack and do what she knows we're supposed to do for him to bring his blood sugar back up.
Now, just by looking at the two of them, you can tell what an intense bond that they have. They are like buddies here. So what do you think in the long run that Chelsea is going to do for Landon?
I just think they're best friends. I think that they're going to have a bond that none of us are going to understand. A few weeks ago when he was in the hospital, they were separated for one night, and Chelsea got home and she didn't know how to act. She was looking all over the house. And the next morning when my husband brought her back to the hospital, she drug him into the room and attacked Landon. And she was just so excited of, he's okay, there he is, I can do my job now.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Shelly, and thank you so much, Landon, for being here. And we really hope that you feel better, but it's great to see you and Chelsea here together today. Back to you, Chad.
All right, thanks. That's Lauren Kalil reporting live this morning. Actor Burt Reynolds makes a pretty penny after selling some of his items at auction. More on that in just a bit. It's 6:15.